let's just jump out ahead of it early, Dave. Where can you take us? What are the early values here for week 2?
Yeah, so let's take a quick look at our top 5 spread picks. So this is just our probabilities to cover the spread. These went 11-5 in week 1, which is pretty good. That's just going by based on the team that we favored to cover, not based on value, not based on money line, just whichever team was 50% or higher on the model spread pick. If the spread was dead even, we lean towards the predicted final score, because since the game can't end on a half a point, the model will give us a definitive, so to speak, result in the final score. So we're running a pick'ems contest in the Discord with our users. 11-5 from the model was good for second place in the pool, as 2 users managed to beat the Dimers bot by 1. We gave them a little shout out in the Discord yesterday, but they ended up 12-4 on the week, and they're competing for some bragging rights. Yeah, not bad. A little exclusive Discord badge to the winner, and maybe a few extra perks we may throw their way for coming out on top at the end of the season. So our top 5 spread probabilities in week 2 are the Tampa Bay Buccaneers plus 2.5 on the road versus the Texans. We've got that at 58.2%. The Jets plus 7 at home versus the AFC East Bills at 57.0%. The Raiders plus 3.5 at home versus the Chargers, 56.5%. Giants plus 6 on the road versus the Cowboys at 55.6%. And we'll close it out with the Titans at plus 5.5 at home versus the Rams. That's 54.2%. There are a couple other teams over 50% in the early week predictions. It's very possible these will shore up and change as lines move. Money comes in, and we see different odds throughout the week. So as Greg mentioned, it's very important to check throughout the week. But if you were locking in your pick'ems for your pick'em pools today, these 5 teams, the Bucks, Jets, Raiders, Giants, and Titans, would be our top 5 recommendations for covering the spread in week 2.
Couple interesting spots there too, Dave. Like
Yeah.
I'm eyeing both the Bills and the Chargers off some emotional wins in week 1. Come down to the wire type game, statement performances. Now you go on the road in week 2. That's a spot schedule wise that historically has been profitable to bet. So kind of I'd circle those ones. I'm a big spot better. When I see a couple spots that I like that the model agrees with, I've got my eye on those. How does it feel to see your Dallas Cowboys on the wrong end of one of our early values yet again?
I hate it. I hate to see the Cowboys have to, maybe put in the effort to beat the Giants, a team they have absolutely dominated in the regular season of the past 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. But it's reasonable. The Giants didn't look anything special against the Commanders, but I think Debo got a late touchdown. Otherwise, it was something like a 14-6 game for the most part, I believe. Didn't get a lot of red zone coverage on that one. But if the Giants defense is going to be able to contain the Commanders to a pretty reasonable score, there's no reason I think they can't do it to the Cowboys, who put up 20 points in week 1. Left a few on the board for sure. That defensive front, as everybody knows, is very formidable for the Giants. So it should be a pretty good game. I hope the Cowboys cover this personally, but 55.6% is pretty strong from the model. If I were doing my own personal pick'ems, I would be following the model's probabilities and take that here. Whether or not that means you want to bet it is up to you, but the model's got a pretty strong lean in this one.
Yeah, very interesting. All right, what about props?
Props. So we got a lot of props on Dimers, and we can take you through a little demo here of how to use the top props features on dimers.com. So I'm going to show you guys pretty much what the props page looks like, what our NFL predictions look like, how to use them to get different value, how to navigate them week to week. And we'll take a look at some specific bets that we have on the board here as we look ahead to week 2. So this is our NFL predictions page. I should probably check in this podcast if I'm streaming it. I am, in fact. So here's our NFL predictions page. Right here, you'll find every single game prediction of the week. You'll see money line probabilities, the spread. You can jump ahead by multiple weeks here. Pick any week you want. We'll have the data if the lines are up, which with the NFL, they famously are very well in advance. You can go back past years and see some predictions if you want. If you're dying to know what we had on Chiefs Buccaneers in the Super Bowl in 2020, you can do that. You can also jump around to any given week that we have on site since Dimer's inception. So there's a big bevy of historical data here as well. So that's week 1. So best props, you click on this best props icon. You'll come here to our full NFL best props page. This will feature every bet with value that we have on the website at that given time. Every player prop bet, that is. So for the purposes of this, we're going to click on the filters. We can see game by game breakdowns here, market breakdowns. You can see how many props we have in every market, how many props we have in every game. Right now, the Commanders Packers on Thursday has the most prop value. That may be due to availability of lines, as it's the closest game on the schedule. Probably has more open, so this could change. You can see a lot more props filter in for these Sunday games, Monday night games as well. I believe there's a doubleheader this week. Steelers, Seahawks with 8, Broncos, Colts, Eagles, Chiefs, each with 6 as our top prop games of the week. So when you come into the props page, it can look a little overwhelming. There's a lot here, which is why those filters are really helpful. We also have this toggle here that you can turn off every single prop to just our high value ones, which right now is the majority of them. This will remove every prop that doesn't get a high value signal from the model. High value signal means it is over a particular edge threshold for that particular bet. With our edges, you can also, here in the filters, slide the edge range to adjust what edge you want to find. If you have seen something where you think or are noticing that bets between 4% and 10% are hitting the most often, then you can adjust your slider for that, look it up, and you'll only return bets in that particular range. So for a little week 2 NFL look ahead, let's do a little demo of sorting through our top props from various games. How about these 4 games where we have the most props in? Let's, I'll ask you, Greg. What should we do? Should we look at the top overall prop in each game, or should we just look at our best touchdown value?
Give me touchdown values.
Touchdown value. Great. So from this filter screen, you're just going to deselect, select all. You'll select score a touchdown. That'll bring up every touchdown prop we have across all games. We want to look at Commanders Packers, so we'll click on this. 1 prop, show our 1 touchdown prop in this game, and it's Austin Eckler with a 36.3% probability, 5.5% edge at plus 225 odds on DraftKings. So Austin Eckler did not find the end zone in week 1. Bill Krosky Merritt took over. RB4 was not to be believed.
America's favorite, Krosky Merritt. The model says be careful.
Hey, the model had an edge on Krosky Merritt in week 1, and it has, in our projections, which we can maybe touch on later, has put him as the RB1 in the output anyway. What that means for volume and what he does, TBD. But he got the workload, he got the touches. So, but anyway, model has Austin Eckler for touchdown value in week 2 on Thursday Night Football against the Packers. As you can see, there's only 1 high value edge in this game, so this toggle will do nothing. If there were more, you could find yourself the best value or just find the best overall probability in the game. That's up to you. let's go down to Seahawks Steelers. Looks like no touchdown props in this game. So if you're looking for your best prop value, you can just come down here, click select all, and get them all. Oh, well, if you want some big touchdown value, you'll find it here. But yeah, these might be a bit rich for my blood. You'll probably want to wait and see what type of prop value pops up in this if you are not looking for those types of markets.
I have Zach Charbonnet on 2 fantasy teams. I love to see that 2 touchdowns at the top of the list, though.
Hey, he outworked Kenneth Walker. So actually, let's talk about that real quick. He outworked Kenneth Walker in game 1. Looked much better. He scored the first touchdown. Yep. Yeah, I mean, 10%, that would be fair odds. 9.8%, that would be fair odds of about plus 900, plus maybe 925 at 9.8%. So, I mean, the edge you're getting here is massive. Plus 2,200 for Charbonnet to score 2 touchdowns. You know, I might look at him for 1 off that and maybe a side play on 2+, but another way you can just use these predictions to see the flat out craziest bet you can make in any single game. Let's take a look at one of our next ones, Broncos Colts. There's some touchdown value that probably anybody would like to see. And look, it extends to 2+ for Jonathan Taylor. Plus 100 odds for Jonathan Taylor on DraftKings. We have him 56.1%. That means he should be minus odds. So this even money right here is a gift. He's also a tutty threat. Gets a tutty threat signal, which we give to only the highest probability touchdown scorers in our props model. You can see here, Jonathan Taylor, 2+ touchdowns. What do we got for the odds? Plus 600. Probability 19.9%. That should be closer to plus 400. So, I mean, if you're a crazy man, crazy better, Jonathan Taylor 2+, Zach Charbonnet 2+. That might be the Michael Penix, Zach Charbonnet of week 1 that we're waiting to hit from dimers.com. So, really, really a whole lot of ways you can extrapolate prop value from here. Real quick, I'll just take a look. If we aren't looking at touchdowns, you want to look at rushing yards, rushing attempts, receiving yards, receptions. You really have a really wide range of options when you have access to the complete Dimers Pro props tool. Like I said, this will update for sure throughout the week as markets open up. I think you're seeing some pretty minimal numbers in some of these games because there just simply aren't markets open. I was just taking a quick look. I couldn't even see Zach Charbonnet line on a few books yet. So even the touchdown props will filter in throughout the week. So be sure to check back here once more pop in throughout the week and get your best prop value on Dimers.
And as you mentioned that too, talking about different books, some don't even have props out yet. It's why you should always come back closer to the games in the week, because as the sports books do provide lines for all of these various sorts of bets, reminder, Dimers works with bunch of sports books. So we will find the edge at whatever sports book that it is. That's where you'll see the edge and the probabilities to match. And then it'll tell you where to bet it all in one nice, easy to use place. So thank you, Dave. That's great. The props page has always been my favorite part of the site, truly. There's just so much you can sort through, as you just demonstrated, whether it's touchdowns, yards for NFL. Similar thing with other sports too, right? You can use this exact same sort of workflow that we just demoed for baseball as we get into the postseason and many other sports as well. So go check it out.